The doctor is in. Good evening, everyone. We're here with a huge crowd on our Zoom. I'm so excited that all my blessies are here. And today we are going to pay tribute to our sister, our friend, our advocate, our warrior, our peacemaker, our joy bringer, Sheila Marie Johnson. She has touched so many lives, and we all love her. And she took her wings on Friday, and after, oh my gosh, a 14-year battle with metastatic breast cancer, she was diagnosed de novo, pretty young, and I have a group of lovely blesties here to talk about her and pay her tribute. So I'm going to try to start by showing a video, if I can get my act together here, and show this video that we made about Sheila to share her story. And of course, I can't find it now, right? Like as usual. I suck at sharing things. I know it's right here. Just give me a second. And then we will go around the room, the Zoom, and let everybody talk about Sheila and share a story, share a memory, share a tribute, share some love for her, and tell her story. And people are still coming on, so let me let them in. And let's see if I can make this video happen. Try one more time.
I was diagnosed
No
with
sound.
metastatic breast cancer while I was active duty in the military. And I was sitting at my desk one day and I sneezed. And I was like, well, that's weird. But when I sneezed, it burned. And I was like, something's not right. So I went to my doctor and I told her, I said, it just feels like it's my breast. So maybe like a week later, I had my mammogram and the young lady told me to sit down. I was like, uh-oh. Well, when I was sneezing, what had happened was it had spread to my liver and ribs. So I think then
What that
my
brand
fight
did?
started was when I realized, okay, I'm up for the fight for my life. So she said, well, I got this good clinical trial. You can go on it as a second phase. And she said, I think it'll work for you. But the first thing I asked her was like, am I going to be a guinea pig? Because of our, history with the Black culture. We started talking and she said, yeah, so you're going to have to sign an informed consent. And I was like, what's that? And she explained it to me. For me, it was a 41-page document. So it basically gives you everything about the trial. I'm still here and it still works. Clinical trials are important. This is top-notch research that we need to have as a Black community. Clinical trials are safe. You know, somebody had to been on a clinical trial for me, even for any FDA approved drug. Just think that all the Black women that are going to benefit from my genes, from my blood work, from my biopsy, now they can see how Black women respond to this medicine. And now this clinical trial that I was on, which has been FDA approved, they're using it for stomach cancer. So it's reaching out. So I'm just like, man, this is how I want to live my legacy.
Was at Essence Fest. So while we were watching the video, I read Janae's Facebook post, and she just posted this. Whenever I was overwhelmed, my mother would tell me to write a list from highest priority to lowest and cross it off as I go. After that, she would tell me to say, "Our Father handles my business." And handle my business. I've done that for the past 3 days and it's been working. I feel a sense of relief. I love you, Mommy Sheila Marie Johnson. It's only been 5 days and it feels like an eternity. I'm going to miss my baby. So I love one of her posts she posted the other day about, I guess, because people were calling her and saying, get me a t-shirt, get me a book, whatever. And it's like, my mother had a lot going on. Give me a minute. So people are still coming in. So, all right, y'all, the gang's all here. Who wants to talk first? Put a hand up or something. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kelly.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share real quick. Obviously, all of us have our wonderful stories of how we met Sheila. Mine's probably similar. I actually met her maybe like 2 or 3 months after I was diagnosed. I was diagnosed December 2012. Met a few folks here in the area, but started, doing the whole social media thing. And this beautiful bald-headed woman popped up on my timeline. And I was reading her story. I saw that she was Mets 4, and I understood what that meant. And I was just like, wow, this woman is so powerful. Her messages are so inspiring to be living with stage 4. So I DM'd her. I know what DM was back then, but I sent her a message and asked her, actually, I said to her that I was inspired by her and, could she share anything with me? I was new to this. I had just lost my hair and, I was scared and feeling all those feelings of fear. She said that she couldn't type everything in DM, so to send her my email and my phone number because we were going to become pen pals, and we did. I just pulled the email up because I just saved it. It was from January. I'm not going to read it to you guys because it's pretty long, but it was April 28th, 2013 is when I connected with her. It took about 2 years later that I met her in person at LBBC conference in Denver, along with Latoya. I see her here. And ever since then, she's been in my life. She inspires me more than anything. She is one of the main reasons why I even decided to get into advocacy, because I knew that I couldn't sit silent on what I've been through when there were so many of us that were coming after, unfortunately. Um, I just wanted to just give her grace and her flowers, which I hope that I gave her enough when she was here also. She's just responsible for so much for me. She's encouraged me to write. She encouraged me to do my volunteer resume. She actually wrote my reference along with Miss Wanda to get me into NBBC's Project Lead program. So wherever you are, Sheila, I love you. I just wanted to read real quick. I have the book that she had sent to me. She had sent like a package. Like I said, she sends packages. So she sent this, she sent the shirt. It was like a survivor banner in there and a card or something. But in the book, thank you, Kelly, for your support of my new book. I love your advocacy and all you're doing to be a change maker. I love you so much, Sheila. So I just want to return the message and say, Sheila, I love you. I love all the advocacy work that you did and the platform that you set up for us. And for you actually being the change maker for all of us to follow after. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you all.
Love it. Yep, here's my survivor banner. Jeez.
I'll go next. I already mentioned I saw Sheila's beautiful face on the cover of a magazine. I don't know how long ago. Somebody said they have it there. I don't remember how many years, but I'm guessing about a good 5 years ago. And I don't even remember how I reached out, if it was email or, like you said, DM. But somehow I did reach out to her, told her that I saw the article, sent her my contact information, and she responded, and we've been connected basically ever since. Beautiful soul, beautiful person. She had the opportunity of participating in one of our annual breast cancer awareness galas a couple years ago. So I'm just grateful that God allowed our paths to cross. So sorry to hear that she's gone, but again, we'll definitely remember her in our hearts and just do the best we can to let her legacy live on.
Thank you, Hattie. Look.
Hi everyone. I'll go next if that's okay. I met Sheila at a YSC conference. Like I see a few familiar faces here, like Latoya and Dr. Ponder. I love saying Dr. Ponder. I know how much you went everything that you went through to get to where you are. God continue to bless you. I met Sheila at a YSC conference. One of the first ones I ever went to. There weren't that many of us there, but as the years went on, women of color kept coming and were coming more and more. I thank her for all that she did, for her boots on the ground, for the grassroots, for speaking up for us, for those of us who couldn't speak for ourselves, whether we were metastatic or newly diagnosed. I love her. I'm going to miss her. And I can't wait to see what the rest of us do in her absence. May God continue to bless and keep her sweet soul. And before I start crying, I just want to say I love each and every one of you. And I just pray God continues to keep each and every one of you wherever you are in your path.
Thank you. Thank you. Vonda, you want to go?
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I was talking. My name is Missouri, and I'm very thankful to be included on this Zoom. I want to read something that was printed in our journal. It says, Sheila's resiliency and energy is contagious, and she delivers excellence in all aspects of her life, personally and professionally. We had the pleasure of honoring her at our annual gala in 2022 at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in New Brunswick. And she was such a beacon of life. It was my first, well, my second interaction. I spoke to her through Zoom, but actually meeting her physically was, 2022. And she came in glowing, as beautiful as she is, just, moving about in such a way that you had to take note to her. I think all of the other honorees that year, we actually honored 10, and she was one of the 10. And they all were talking about her. We have her on interviews and just a host of things that she participated in. And she was such like a beacon of light, just a wonderful lady that really, really touched my heart in such a way. And when I found out about her passing, of course, like all of us, I was very, very sad because, she just offered so much in the world to so many people. And I just couldn't believe it. But there was a part of me that felt love and appreciation that we actually took the time to honor her in such a way that we did, and to recognize her and to present her to the world of people that had not known her. She gave an acceptance speech that really rocked the room, and she's truly, truly going to be missed in all of our lives, and probably so many lives that we don't even know about. And I'm just so very thankful that I personally had the opportunity to meet such a woman of such grace and determination and drive to get the message out there for us to take care of ourselves. So to the family and those that know her closer, my condolences, my deep condolences, and my love to all of you.
Thank you. Latoya?
Hey everyone, good evening. I I didn't know Sheila, that long. I was only diagnosed just a couple years ago, but I feel like just being part of this blessed community, you feel like you know people a lifetime because, we're all walking in the same path. And the last time I saw Sheila was in this past December in San Antonio. And I gave her the biggest hug when I saw her, and she was kind of tired. We walked back to the hotel, and I talked to her again March. I talked to her just last month, and I said, I'm gonna come see you. She wasn't doing well. She was just I, you know, there was something different about her, and I felt something was different about her, and we had a nice chat, and you know, we both cried, and it's kind of eating me up that I didn't get to. I told her I was coming to see her, but you know, things kind of changed there, progressed quickly. Um, but one thing that I could say about her from the first time that I met her in New Orleans for Essence to the last time that I saw her, she was very omnipresent. I feel like she extended herself for everyone, for everybody, and she made such a global. This woman made such a global impact, and for that, you know, the whole community, you know, we can just be forever grateful for her because she made such an impact. You know, just to, you know, with a movie and her book and just all of the advocacy that she did, and um you know, life is very short and you don't know when you're going to last see somebody. And,
Nope.
you know, going to San Antonio, seeing her, and then the next month, you know, another blessee passing away, Kawana Rucker, and then, you know, and then Sheila here. It's just life is so short. And so one thing that I'm going to keep intact in the back of my mind from the last conversation that I had with Sheila was just basically keep dancing and keep, you know, keep spreading positivity, and, you know, keeping just living in um, an area of spirituality and being happy and being free and being and also just making that change in whatever way you can. And so I will try to continue to make her name ring in that realm, because it can be hard as a blessee living in this community, because even though we do become sisters, we also, you know, unfortunately we can lose some of our sisters, you know, in transition, and it's very hurtful. It really is. So thank you.
Rhonda?
We will keep trying.
Can't hear you. Are you muted?
Unmute
Oh,
yourself.
there we are. I apologize. Can you guys hear me now? Okay. So for me, I echo a lot of the sentiments that have already been said, but for me, Sheila was invincible when it comes to this thing called cancer. And the reason I say that is, one, because Sheila's presence was extremely powerful. I first met her through social media, but I didn't get a chance to physically meet her face to face until we were at the we were with Wanda to meet up to do my first time advocating on Capitol Hill through the National Breast Cancer Coalition. And that moment sticks with me to this day. Every time I think of her, when I saw her on the Breast Cancer Thrivers Cruise, it was the hugs and the way that Sheila had a way of bringing you in as if you were the only person in the room. And one of the things that I always remember her saying is that sometimes we don't want to be called strong. We have strong moments. And that resonated with me. It was so freeing for me when she shared that with me. She said, have a strong moment, but you don't embrace that word strong, because there's going to be ebbs and flows in this game that we're in right now. And that's how you have to think of it. So I always appreciated the way she encouraged us. And I know Kelly said this earlier, Sheila always was very thoughtful and very purposeful in her interactions with you. And I have a card that I got from her probably a couple of years ago, and I've held on to it, and I keep it here in my office as visible. And I'll read it to you guys. It says, I was having a very rough time, you know, trying to navigate, what do I do now? I feel so let off the bus after all this treatment. And then I was having suspicious masses, and I was, you know, in my mind, you start going there like, oh Lord, I gotta go down this path again. But then I had to stop and think, if someone of Sheila's caliber could kick this thing in the butt for this many years, being metastatic, the least I can do is fight back. And that's what she encouraged me to do. And I never forget, she sent me this card with the care package, and it says, "Sure glad we're in this together, because you're one of the few people I could survive this kind of crazy with." And then she hand wrote a note and said, "Hey, beautiful, I hope this brings a smile to your face. Keep fighting. I love you, Sheila." And then she closed it with, "Two can stand back to back and conquer," which is Ecclesiastes 4:12 NLT, New Living Translation. So I would just encourage us to continue to stand together, because one can chase 1,000, but two of us or more can put thousands to flight in this fight. So I just hope we continue to carry her legacy forward in that.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Ponder?
Actually, I believe Natalie and Lisa has had their hand up for a while.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Who wants, Natalie, you want to go? Thank you. I can't
Oh.
really see it from here. Sorry.
I didn't think so. I was trying to help you. I didn't think you saw them.
Thanks.
Thank you. Nice to see everyone. I'm pretty new to this cancer community, so I haven't met anyone here. I met Sheila on October 27th of last year. I had had a mastectomy for a rare cancer in August, and I wanted to do something for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I was in conversations with someone from Susan G. Komen, and I wanted to do an activity. I wanted to do it initially at my church, and then it didn't work out. But I wanted to do a film screening because I had seen the movie pop up on Twitter. So I ended up wanting to host it at the assembly member's office in my neighborhood. I live in Brooklyn. So I was in talks with Susan G. Komen, and I said, do you think we could show this movie, and do you think she would join virtually? And what you said in the beginning resonated with me, because she didn't say no, never met me, didn't ask any questions. She said yes. Didn't ask how many people there would be there or anything, and didn't ask for anything. And at the end of the movie, she joined us virtually. And I remembered her saying she had gotten some kind of negative results that day, but she was so positive and so warm and so like funny. It didn't feel rushed. People got to ask their questions and make their comments, and it didn't feel rushed at all. And the news of her passing hit me so hard this weekend, because I had had my mastectomy in August, and she had mentioned how she had some negative results. And she posted something that led me to believe that she wasn't doing so well. And in February, my cancer returned, and and now I'm metastatic. And I thought about her, like, she's beat this thing for so many years, like a decade, and she's thriving, and she's out here doing God's work, right? So I can, like, look what you said earlier about, if she can fight, I can fight too. And the news of her passing hit me so hard this weekend, but I had to like pick myself up on Monday and just say, everybody's here for a particular season. So you can't count the number of years. You count the quality of your life and the impact that you make. So I don't know anybody here, and I don't know her family, but I wanted to just share that a stranger like me on the other side of the country, she volunteered her time freely without any questions. So it says a lot about her character. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. Thank you. And I hope you're going to be okay, So call us. Okay, Lisa.
Hello, everybody. For those of us who've been in the advocacy for a while, it's we see this, but to have us hit each time, it just feels like something. And for those of us that I've never had, I've had breast cancer, of course, but I also had lupus and other stuff. And in the metastatic field, in the metastatic end, it's always something, always, that I always include in my advocacy and those who I teach about advocacy. And with Sheila, it was, my first, I think it was one of my first or second meetings with NBCC. Shout out to Wanda there. And it was just, I was just in a state, you know, I was newly diagnosed, or actually by that time I had had my surgery, but I was still newly diagnosed in terms of being a patient end of things. And I was just a hot bubbling mess, you know, and, you know, I just sort of kept going, right? And the lupus was really, because I was diagnosed with lupus and breast cancer at the same time. And so meeting Sheila, it was like I'm watching her at NBCC, you know, speaking about clinical trials and her work in clinical trials. And I'm like, I've been an advocate for a while in different ways, but do I want to get into this? Like right now, I just want to go home. I want to go up to my hotel room. I'm really tired. And, you know, not for nothing, it was like a very large group of white women, you know, talking about breast cancer, which I was pretty used to because I was, you know, with an organization. And somehow meeting Sheila talking about the clinical trials and, you know, the work with the Department of Defense, you know, the sort of advocacy, science nerd part of me, you know, was just fascinated. And she just made it so doable, where it wasn't something that I had to have some extraordinary powers to get into, but it was something I could learn about while still dealing with what I was dealing with. And she, no matter where you came at her from, meaning, you know, we weren't of the same faith. I'm a Buddhist. You know, she's, as you know, her Christian faith is very strong. You know, I always looked at her so glamorous, and, you know, I was just lucky that I took my shower that day. You know, I always looked like someone did it and ran. So in honor of her, I, you know, did a little more zhuzh, right? And so she used to always say when she saw me, because I never knew how my hair was going to go because it all depended on lupus. And she was like, I like the curls, or this looks good, or something. And it was like just a little something to put me over the edge, right? Or to make me feel better. And I had the honor of working with Tia in Atlanta in June, and I got a chance to see. It was just one of those. We say there's no accidents in Buddhism, but it was one of those days where I walked into. I'd gone to Atlanta to see a mentee of mine, who, you know, her name just flew out of my head, which is terrible, but Sheila was there with her premiere. Tia was there. And it was Phyllis. Thank you, Phyllis. You know Phyllis, Ricky. And it was just this, it just couldn't be a better time, right? And I hugged her, as other people have said, and she was, you know, still Sheila, but it was so amazing just to hug her and see her in her element, and to see the grace, the dignity, and just all that she was. So I just feel very honored that we met in this time, in this lifetime. And I feel honored to know and have met now all of you on this Zoom, some of you on Facebook friends, but I've never met you in person. So here I am. I'm in Harlem. So those people in Brooklyn, I'm here too. And any way I can be of service to any of you to do anything in this fight, consider me in. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Ponder, now you want to go?
Hi, everyone. My first name is Neosha, and I'm from Missouri, ironically, from Kansas City. And I was looking to see if I could find pictures. So it's really funny. The last time I saw Sheila was at SABCS at the end of 2022. And so, as Latoya mentioned, you know, we just lost my sisterly for Tiger Lily, Kawana, in January. And January was a hard month for me anyway. But and Kawana and I would travel together. We also both were from Kansas City. We're both Deltas. Like, we did a lot together. And then when she moved to Maryland, we really were together all the time because she was my co-lead. And Kawana and I had first traveled to SABCS together. It was our first time traveling together. And we went to the Black women's thing. We didn't know anything about it. And we just kind of like happened up on it. and I saw Sheila and I was like fangirling because I hadn't seen her since the first time I met her in 2018. And she didn't recognize me, of course, because I looked totally different. I was in the thick of things in 2018. And still, I mean, when she realized who I was, and then I showed her our text messages that we exchanged, at that time, and she about lost it. She hugged me so tight. It was so warm. And she was like, okay, well, just so you know, my last name is just Johnson now. She had to correct me on that. And we just laughed. And so Kawana got to feel her presence, and Kawana was like, yeah, she is amazing. I was like, I told you, she is super dope. And so I love the fact that they're up there together, to be honest with you. That just brings me a little bit of joy and dries my tears a little bit more. But one of the last texts that she had sent me in 2018 because like I said, I hadn't even had my reconstruction, and then that was a hot mess. But she said, I was telling her that I was listening to a sermon because we definitely bonded over our faith. And I was like, I'm in church listening to a sermon about next in line for a miracle. And she said, yes, every day we wake up is God's miracle. Us meeting is God's miracle. Praying for you always, little sis. I'm here if you need me. And I hadn't read these text messages since she sent them, to be honest. And then she came back to say, yes, God is all we know, and we know he has a plan. And she said, God turned my cancer, and then she said, or our cancer, into something more. Sometimes we just got to sit and be still. And that's always been something I struggle with. Me and God will argue about that when I was going through. And she said, hard to do, but it's so worth it. He knows exactly what we need. If it hadn't been for cancer, we wouldn't have met. God is good. And I also sent a text to Ricky with a couple of pictures. So Sheila, I've been telling everybody this since I let out my scream on Friday, that she was like an advocate's advocate. Like, she taught so many of us how to advocate. I was diagnosed in 2016, and I've lobbied with Sheila because she had no one to go to her members' offices with. And I volunteered to go with her, one, because we were with a lot of people who didn't look like us. So I figured, I'll go with you. Didn't know her, and didn't have that excitement about knowing her at the time because I just met her. And we went, and I just soaked up everything, and we basically were together that whole day, taking pictures in front of different people's office plaques and whatnot on the hill. And it was hot, y'all. It was hot for it to be. I think it was like April, and it was really hot. And I still, I still had, I think I had one boob at the time. I was in between my crazy flaps, as as LaFonda referred to all my craziness. But so I think I had my chicken cutlet that was sweating, and my deep flat boob, and it was a hot mess. But we were stomping around Capitol Hill, broke down, and she pushed me. Like, the fact that she could keep moving, all that she had gone through, and I was only 2 years in, and I was like, well, I'm gonna keep going too. Where's the next office we going to? What we doing next? And she was just, as everyone has said, a light, and I am so blessed to have known her. And even with our years of separation, when we saw each other at that symposium, it was like the pre-SABCS thing for Black women. I mean, it was like time hadn't passed, and she was like, well, I'm gonna keep praying for you. And we was praying for each other. And I told her about my book at the time. And I kept telling her, I'm gonna send you a copy, but we hadn't reconnected, so I get her address. But yeah, she is such a blessing. And anytime I would comment on her stuff on Instagram, she'd be like, hey, little sis, or hey, sis, so she was just always encouraging. And I fought back against advocacy, to be honest with you. I did. It took me a long time to get to where I am in advocacy. And she's a huge reason why I now take on this work. And I do it, I don't do it from, you don't get money to advocate, right? And I still do it. So I am so grateful for her. She already knows how I feel because I had a whole conversation with her over the weekend. But I just want y'all to know that, this is a community that we didn't choose, but we are here. And, you know, if anybody needs me, I'm here for you. I will make you laugh. And on your worst day, that's my gift. God bless everybody.
Thank you, Doc. Laura?
Oh, I think somebody was on before me,
Oh,
but
okay.
it just says iPhone. Mhm. And then I can go.
Keep track of it. Whose iPhone? I think there may be a couple of
Can
iPhones.
you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, maybe it's my iPhone. I'm not sure, but anyway, this is Pat. Hi, Ricky.
Hi, Pat.
I am calling from Anderson, South Carolina. And first of all, let me just say this to all you beautiful queens, beautiful sisters, long hair, short hair, no hair. You all look damn good. Okay, right?
I wish
All
the
right.
screen is amazing, right? Isn't the screen amazing?
It really is. But I want to say this. I didn't get the opportunity to meet Sheila, but I feel that I know her. I called her. I want to say about 3 years ago. I saw her picture on this magazine where I was working, and I had been diagnosed with cancer. And it was really weird. I had to get up and go to my bathroom, and I was sitting there, and it's like I have the magazine in my bathroom, and she was looking dead at me, and I called. This was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I said, "Girl, you know what? I don't take anything for luck. I always say it's God's timing." But I just want to say, my name is Pat. I introduced myself, and I told her where I'd seen a picture, and I said, "I know it's late. I am so sorry, but I just want to call you and say, hey, keep fighting. We're gonna kick ass. We in this together." And she called me a couple of days later. And again, I introduced myself and I just told her, I mean, really, whether you believe it or not only me that you are inspiring, there are others. There are so many, so many. I saw her and I've been following her on Facebook. I saw her post when she said that she had fell and broken her arm, and then she had some problems. I think she reached up in maybe the air pit to get her luggage, and she had some problems there. And I was sending little emojis, love you, hugs, kisses, and not. I want to say maybe just a few days ago, I sent her a text and I said, hello, beautiful queen, thinking about you, praying that all is going well. Hey, we still kicking ass, and I'm going through some things myself. Well, I did not get a text back from her. What I got, and I felt at that time someone was handling her phone, and it bothered me a little bit, and I didn't think anything about it. So Friday, I was just out doing a lot of crazy things, and I'm not a Facebook person, but every now and then I go on, and if I see something I like comment on. Anyway, this text came across, and ladies, I kid you not, I just stopped. I just stopped, and I said, God, this can't be so. It can't be, Lord, no. So I had people with me, and they say, "What's wrong?" And I said, I just lost one of my friends to breast cancer. And I said, she's been in the fight for 19 years. Well, like one of the young ladies said, I think Natalie, and I don't know anybody in this group but Ricky, and I haven't met her personally, but I feel like I know her. But anyway, I don't know anyone in the group, but I say, ladies, keep fighting. It hit me. And what was so I think I don't know if you call it amazing or what, but this was like, I knew her. She was my sister right here with me. Y'all, it hit me so hard. I literally got sick. I did. I could not do anything. Fatigue came in, nauseated. I started hurting in my neck everywhere. She said that she had been hurting. I was hurting. Called my doctor, oncologist. I don't know what's going on. They said, well, do you need counseling? Yes, I do. Went through all of that. But long story short, also in that week when we lost Sheila, I had my cousin who had been diagnosed with triple negative, metastatic. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, my cousin called. Then my sister called and said, hey, can you call and just speak with my friend's family? Their mom has been diagnosed with breast cancer and colon cancer. Well, I literally, really, I was overwhelmed. I was. And I felt like I had fallen into a dark place because you turn left is cancer, you turn right is cancer, you look in front of you is cancer. And I start telling myself, well, maybe I just need to give up too, because nothing is working. Every time you turn around, it's this, it's that, and the other. But in saying all of that, we do have to be strong for one another, and we do have to even be even stronger for ourselves. So I had to get in front of my mirror and even literally smack myself a couple of times and say, okay, girl, listen, okay, snap out of it. Because if you were talking to Sheila, she would tell you, girl, you got to get up off your ass. We got to go. We got to get our swag on. Okay. And I did that. And am I going to miss her? Hell yeah. Just looking at her pictures and things on Facebook, I'm like, this chick got it going on. She don't even know nobody got cancer.
You're getting the hook now. I love you, girl.
Huh?
You're getting the hook now.
Right.
I love you, girl.
I would say, hey, where did you get that outfit from, girl? You are rocking the shit out of that. She and Ricky both, I think they shop together, okay? Because Ricky she be flashing too. But ladies, listen, we all just stay in prayer, and we all are going to miss. We all have fond and great memories that we will always carry of Sheila. She was one hell of a badass, okay? She fought, she fought, she fought. And I just want to say again, ladies, I don't know how many of you are going through, but I've been dealing with metastatic breast cancer since 2017. As a matter of fact, I had an MRI yesterday. Thank God, everything is fine. I am in remission, but I still have to do 2 weeks on and 2 off. So far, I'm good. I'm good.
I'll call you. I'll call you tomorrow.
Please do. Please do. I love all of you all, and hey, be blessed. Be blessed.
Right.
Thank you.
Hey, Laura. Don't talk as long as Pat.
I know, you never mean to talk so long. You just get started. I totally get it. So I might have known Sheila the shortest time. I met her last August. We had the highway where a lot of organizations got together. Ricky and Tia bring people together. That's what they do. And I met her. I just remember just being in awe of her. I have this picture and I have this video of us dancing.
Dancing.
Yeah, me not so much.
You dancing off the beat, Sheila trying to help you out.
Yeah, she was trying to help me. I was over there like Ellen DeGeneres, that sort of thing. And but she made me feel so warm and welcome and like I knew her all my life. And what's really remarkable about it is the way that this call started, the video that Ricky showed about her, and she was saying how it was her job to help leave a legacy for people who look like her and me. And the clinical trial that she was in was helping to prolong my life. And so I'm a living legacy for her and others like her, that because she participated, it helped advance the science for people who look like us. And I am indebted to her and grateful that she was courageous and thought not only of herself, but others. And that is a true testament to the person that it's hard for me to say in the past that Sheila is and has been to all of us. And I felt warm, I felt loved, and I felt like I had met a dynamo. And and I thank her for her dance lessons. I hope they're not in vain.
All right, Latoya Colley. I don't know who else had their hand raised. Anybody go?
Okay.
About 45, so we probably have about 20 more minutes. So
I won't talk as long as Pat.
okay. Pat
I'm
said,
sorry, Miss Pat.
That's
Ricky
okay.
started
That's hey, that's
it.
because I live by myself and I don't ever have anybody to talk to.
yeah, we got you, Pat.
Y'all, I guess we gotta lean on our laughter throughout this. My feelings are so hurt. Sheila and I started advocacy together with LBBC. We did the Young Advocates training back when LBBC and YSC was still partnering Cancer for Young Women. So we met two women from Illinois all the way in Seattle, Washington in 2013. And my daughter's brag is, oh my, we met her first. We introduced you to Sheila. So that was the start of our friendship, of our sisterhood. We came back from that conference and we have been connected by the hip ever since. My daughter went to college. Sheila drove to that school and went shopping with us and set up her dorm room. When Sheila graduated with her master's, I drove down there. When I graduated with my bachelor's, she came up here to Chicago. Sheila was and is a force. And she was selfless. One of the things that I will always remember, she never, ever, ever, ever missed an opportunity to give someone their flowers and let them know how much she appreciated them. When I went down there for her graduation, how about she had a gift for me? How is that? She had an angel and it says, forever my sister, always my friend. And it just spoke to who she was. When I surprised her when LBBC honored her at the butterfly ball, she had gifts for the people who were her guests. Wow. Sheila never missed an opportunity to let you know that she loved you, that you were important to her, and that she appreciated you. And that's one of the things that I'll always remember. And I'm sad. My heart is aching, but I have to stand on the faith that she has stood on since her diagnosis in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
And his word says to praise him in all things. And so although I will miss her, I will praise him for these years that we got with her, the years that her family loaned her to us, because just how we hurt, and just imagine the magnitude of their hurt. Just imagine how she feels. You know, that's her only child. So we have to continue to embrace one another, love on one another, but love on them as well. So I'm just here just to say I love you guys and to be a petal on the flower, the bouquet of flowers that we're giving her right now, which really could never do justice, but just to let her know that we love her and her work was not in vain.
It wasn't. No, I love that. The pedal on the flower. I love that. I love that. I can't tell who wants to go next. Somebody go.
I'll go because I'll keep it short because Latoya said a lot of what I was going to say. Everybody has shared so much about Sheila and her advocacy work. I actually don't remember when I met her. It seemed like I've always known her. Mm-hmm. But she was a great gift giver. Yes, when we came to the butterfly ball as her guest, she gave us gifts. I mean, who does that?
Yeah.
As much as I admire Sheila's advocacy work, for me, it was her faith that I admired more. She was truly obedient. She truly lived her life in the words she spoke, in her actions. I think I sent this message to Kelly. I'm taking this a little bit better because I know where she is. I know that she did it. God's saying, job well done. She is resting now. She never complained. And Ricky, you said it on Facebook. You would say to Sheila, I love you. I love you more. She would always say that. She would say that to everybody. She made everybody feel like you were her best friend and that she loved you the most. So I'm going to hold on to that and just rejoice in her life and the fact that she is in heaven now at rest. And I'll leave it at that.
Thank you for doing this. Thank you so much for doing this, Ricky, and everyone.
Yeah, I think I'll go. I think mine be pretty short, but I unfortunately did not have the pleasure of meeting Sheila personally. However, I did meet her via Zoom, and I met her through Zoom through my sister that's on this call today, Vonda, during COVID. We had I guess a breastie, what we called it, sister connection during COVID. And I had the great pleasure of meeting her there. But I have to say, just listening to, and it's making me a little emotional.
Okay.
It's okay. Take your time.
It's okay, sweetie.
Because I feel her presence.
She's
Just
right
to-
here. She's right here.
I didn't know her like that, but I feel her presence. And,
Right
you know,
here.
we've all gone through this journey. And whether we know one another or not, you know, we are connected.
Absolutely.
And I'm just thankful and grateful for what Sheila has done for all of us. Although like I said, I didn't know her personally, but I just hearing the stories that you all are sharing, I know she was a force. She was a force. I've seen a movie and I know what she's been able to do, but I'm just so thankful to be a part of this community with all of you strong, beautiful Black queens, and knowing that we've all taken this same journey. Of course, our past may have been somewhat different, but just knowing that we all have each other to lean on. So I just want to say thank you to all of you. And thank you, Ricky, for putting this together.
I think we should do it again in a month, you know? Come back.
Absolutely.
You know, we'll do that.
Check in.
We'll do that. And we have our support group. Our next one is May 4th, actually. So everybody come on our support group. We'll talk then, you know. I'll send you guys an email. Who wants to go? iPhone and one other hand is what I can see. I don't know who's iPhone.
Miss Pat is
It's not Pat. It's not Pat.
It's Danielle.
Is it Danielle? Who is it?
Yeah, Danielle.
It's Danielle.
Okay, go Danielle. Danielle's crying in the chat over there, girl.
Right. So I'm not going to turn my camera on because my eyes are.
Oh, babe.
But I met Sheila at a clinical research conference. And when I first saw her, I just said, who is this beautiful Black woman? Like just her presence when she walked into the room. Her makeup was flawless, her earrings, just her clothes, her nails, just who Sheila was as a person. And I'm just so thankful to have met Sheila. The last time I saw Sheila was at the Black Women in Clinical Research Conference. And it was during the time that it was her premiere. So she told me she was coming, but then the premiere got pushed back. So she had to change the date. So she told me, Danielle, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. So I told her, I said, well, your talk is on Sunday. So she ended up moving her flight because she was supposed to be in Atlanta. So she changed her flight to speak at our conference. And I just remember when I saw her last, I hugged her so tight, probably so tight because she looked at me like, why are you hugging me? But I was just so grateful for her to come to speak at the inaugural Black Women in Clinical Research Conference. So I have videos of her and she has made an impact on my life. And I know that she has made an impact for the members of Black Women in Clinical Research. And this just shows that this is why we do, you know, what we do, because of people like Sheila, because of Touch, because of all of you ladies that are here, and just the amount of strength that you guys have. I'm just amazed, and I'm thankful to even be connected. And I'll stop talking because I'm not going to talk long, but real quick, Ricky, we did a project with Touch back, I don't know if it was 2 years ago, and you guys paired me with Sheila. And when I tell you that I was having a panic attack because I had never been on camera and Sheila was calming me down, and she's like, okay, what is it? What has you, what can we talk about it? So she just, calmed me down to make me feel comfortable on the couch. And I think at the time where I was having my panic attack, she was holding my hand and telling me that it was going to be okay. So that's just the type of person that Sheila was. And I'm just extremely grateful for meeting her and just having her as a friend.
She told me, she said, Ricky, Danielle's a little nervous to do this video, but I got her. That's what and you know what? So the videos that we made with her and you guys, we've now signed up almost 18,000 Black women for clinical trial portals.
Oh, praise God.
So
awesome.
her work is
Wonderful.
helping us make an impact. So thank God for her. Thank God for her. And they'll still live on, they'll still live on. Anybody go now? Thank you guys for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having everyone.
Yeah, thank you for this platform,
I'll
Ricky.
go, Ricky. It's Yvonne.
Go ahead.
And so I got a chance. I met Sheila, I want to say in 2015. We were at the LBB conference together. And so I saw a picture in my archives. It was me, Sheila, Sarita, yeah, me, Sheila, Sarita, and a couple other ladies. And it just really just took me down memory lane. And I got a chance to spend time with Sheila on numerous occasions on many platforms. And again, she was always giving and giving of herself and really advocating for us, for the Black and Brown communities. And the last time I got to see her, we were in Utah and we got on the plane together. Well, we sat down and we had lunch together. This was just in August of last year. And so we were all coming back from me, her, and another young lady, Thriver, were coming back from Utah. And so we ate lunch in the airport. And then we all got on the plane together. And Sheila was sitting on the end. And she told us to lean up. And she took a picture of me, her, and the other Thriver. And so it was a really great moment to spend with her. And then I got to see her in San Antonio in December. So again, Sheila was everywhere. She was like the Energizer Bunny, always somewhere. You could just see her, doing God's work. And so just like I said on LinkedIn, I said, it is a loss for our community, but yet, it is a gain because Sheila did so much for our community and her light will never be dimmed. Her light will forever shine in our community. And, that's part of God's work that she did, because it says, let your light shine so that others may see your work and that God will be glorified. Sheila did that and she did it well. And so for that, we all have to be forever grateful. We'll miss her, but she is resting in the arms of her Lord and her Savior.
I don't think she's resting in those arms. I think she's up there dancing, pulling out. And so one time I asked her, like, what's your favorite thing? What's your favorite thing to do? And she's like, get made up. So, right. So I said, well, let's get a makeup artist and get made up. Right. But she's like, I love to get made up. I love makeup artists. It's pretty funny. So, so you like that more than shopping? Yeah. More than shopping.
Hey, Yvonne, if you want, I have a copy of that picture. If it's the same one, I was in it with you. We were in yoga class. I can send it to you.
Yep, I tried to get your name out, Kelly, but the brain started skipping, so I had to skip with it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I still have that picture. Yeah.
Chat,
Yeah.
and I'll text
And
it to
it
you.
was Adrian. Adrian was in the picture as well. And Adrian and Sarita, they took their flight. They got their wings as well.
Yes.
And they were all in that picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a similar picture with me, LaToya, and the three. So it was the five of us in that picture. And Yeah.
Yeah.
But put your phone number in the chat and I'll text it over to you.
Okay.
Anybody else want to talk?
You?
I have no words. I have no words. I don't. I feel like I'm still in shock. I feel like it hasn't really hit me yet. I feel like I could call her tonight and she would answer the phone. I don't know, and I guess with this work, we had Jersey, we just had Corinne
Yeah.
weeks ago, and it never gets easier. I don't know. I have no words. I really just, and that's not me at all usually, but I just, I feel like I have a hole in my heart right now. And it really rocked me,
I understand.
it's gonna take some time to get over it. And I don't think we'll ever get over it. But I just keep talking to her like she's here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do with my dad and my grandma. They both live in my house. So I'm hoping she'll come visit me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So last week I guess a week and a half ago, I was in San Diego. And it was the 3rd anniversary of my friend Allison's death. My friend Allison, who really helped me start Touch, And so I was on the 37th floor of the hotel, and this seagull came to my window. And I was on a Zoom working and doing something in a meeting, and so I'm gonna go sit in the window. And I don't know why I moved from the desk to the window, but I went to sit in the window, and the seagull came on the windowsill and stayed there for like 5 minutes and looked me dead in the eye. And I started talking, "Hey, seagull, what's up?" Talking to this thing because it was just sitting there hanging out, and it was so bizarre, right? Looking straight at me, like it was talking to me. And then it flew away, and I didn't realize till it flew away that was Allison. And so I took pictures of it. So I sent these pictures to my best friend. So I have one of my best friends, really, our fathers went to junior high school together. I've known her since birth, right? And so she actually researched the bird. She looked up the bird, and this kind of seagull has like a red thing on his nose, whatever. She figured out that that seagull had flown twice as high as any seagull of that sort of seagull. Like it was impossible for that seagull to fly. She figured out how I was up in the air on the 37th floor, and then how high the bird flies. But the bird flew twice as high as his ability to fly. So it was Allison.
That's how you know.
So she's here. We'll see her soon somewhere, somehow. I have total faith in that. And I hope she comes to visit me in my house.
She's on the dance floor.
On the dance floor somewhere. So I know she's always going to be around us and with us. And, I have infinite faith that we will be with her. She will be with us. And she's right here now, somewhere watching us. And I think Friday's going to be really hard, but we're all going to be dressed in our shirts, wearing our pink. And, I feel like I want to like shave my hair off and be bald on Friday. But I'm getting married next week, and I know I'll get in trouble if I shave my hair off.
Congratulations.
Wait.
Congratulations.
Yeah, like full stop.
No, I dropped that bomb, but
What?
yeah.
You're getting married? Congratulations.
My favorite couple to watch dance and to record dancing. And I show
That's
y'all videos
amazing.
to people
Congrats.
all the time.
That's my favorite Facebook couples for sure.
Yes.
That was the first time I seen you blush, other than when you talk about your dovey.
So we just got to keep living and keep fighting. And, my babies are now 3, 4, and 6, and we got to get rid of this stuff before they get boobs.
Yeah.
And my oldest had a prophylactic mastectomy 2 months ago. And I didn't realize the emotional weight that had on our whole family until she got, and it was like, whoa, she'll never get breast cancer. Thank you, God. Right. So we all just have to keep on this path and keep doing this work. And, we're in this business where every day we get new customers.
Yeah.
Like woke up today and heard those words, right?
Yeah.
And so, and how many passed today, you know? So we have to continue and use Sheila's energy as this force and take that force, that fierce force that she had, and keep on going and keep on pushing and keep on talking about it and keep on talking to young women. You know, our young women are just getting it too young. I had a 23-year-old call me today, metastatic triple negative, and it's just
Jesus.
unacceptable. So we have to just keep it going, right? Keep it going. So make this our energy, make Sheila our energy, you know, take the force that she had and like put it into our bodies, into our minds, into our spirits, and keep this work going.
And I echo that, Ricky. It's time for us to amplify it. You know, we got to take it up another notch because I believe that's what she would want us to do. Yeah, we got to go into our little hole for a minute, but we got to come back out and we got to take this thing, we got to amplify it to the maximum because 23-year-old, that shouldn't be so. That little lady is just get ready to live her life.
Yeah.
And yeah, we gotta amplify it. We gotta get boots on ground, get out there in those communities and pound those payments. And just like Sheila was, wherever you looked up, you saw her.
She was.
That should be our motto. Wherever people look up and they see us at all these different conferences and whatever else they have in, when they look up, they see our faces because we will not go away because this thing is really vital and it's really important that we keep our hands on the plow as it relates to breast cancer and amplify it.
Absolutely.
So I love you guys, my blesties.
Oh, I'll be in Philly this weekend.
Oh,
If
will you?
anybody is going, yeah.
We'll be there at Nia Bailey's event, and then we're gonna also be at Bloom this weekend for Unite for Her. If you guys don't know about Unite for Her, you should check it out because they're doing great stuff. They're giving away $2,000 worth of stuff. So, we'll keep up the fight, and you know, you guys know where to find me somewhere. I know every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, this is not my bed, so where am I? But figure it out, and we keep it moving. So thank you for all that you do, and let's keep doing it. And if y'all need help, call me, and we'll try to help however we can.
Hey, Ricky, I called you when you get a chance. Could you call me back?
I'll call you back. I'll call you back. I'll call you back.
Thank you, Ricky. Appreciate
Thank
this.
you.
Evening,
Love you
everyone.
guys. Be
Bless you.
well.
Thank you, Ricky. Love everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
For the platform. Thank you for the opportunity to do this work.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
Love you, my sister.
Love you.